welcome everybody. Happy holidays. This is a regular board meeting. It is Wednesday, December 11th at 5 p.m. Before we get started, we have a few special announcements to make, and then I have a few add-ons to the agenda as well. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate you, Wayne, on your reelection.
Thank you.
And thank you for your willingness to continue.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. So, you know, just when you get a chance,
Yeah.
what was that, John?
Nothing.
Yeah, side joke. So you'll have to just renew your oath of office
Yes.
when you get a chance.
I tried to
Unless you
last
wanna
week,
do-
but I happened to stop in the one day that Heidi had to go over.
Oh. Okay,
Whoops.
all right. All right,
Yeah, till
great.
the end of the month.
I gotta come in tomorrow.
All right, well, the next item that is special is the recognition of Linda Casserly, our longtime historian, former deputy town clerk. She was a grant
Excellent.
administrator, she was a coach. And so, and she also brought Rennis. She'd like to say a few words about Rennis, and Rennis has something she'd like to share with us too. So, Linda. Yeah. Come on right over next to the mayor and me. And I. Come on. Come on.
Suppose I have to stand up.
Oh, you want to be in the middle? You want to be in the middle?
Let Linda sit in the
Alright.
chair.
I don't.
Yeah, let Linda sit in the chair. Okay.
Let's be taking pictures.
Mayor, can we just move that over a little bit? Okay. So. Linda,
This is a happy occasion or sad occasion. It's both.
Linda, on behalf of the town of Canton and the village of Canton, we would like to thank you very much for your 34 years of service to this community. Do you need a tissue? It's clean. You started, although I couldn't find the real record, you started as on a grant of some sort.
Yes, down in the fall.
Down in the vault doing some records management, right? And then you became deputy town clerk.
After Sue Dar, I forgot to tell you, I followed her here.
So,
She was
okay,
the deputy clerk.
okay. And then you became historian.
With
You-
Ann Ryan.
You were appointed by Ann Ryan. You served when Jim was supervisor. 34 years is a long time. And we couldn't be more proud of your legacy and your service, and we'd like to present you with the certificate of appreciation. The mayor and I would like to do that. But we also have, this is pretty heavy, so this is for you.
Okay.
And we can certainly bring it down tomorrow. And
One for one.
yes, that one's for Rennis. Yes.
You're getting ahead of yourself.
You are, you are.
But I
So,
have, can I tell them about Rennet?
well, in a minute,
Okay.
in a minute. So can somebody take a quick picture of this so that we can have it for the history books? That would be lovely. Should I hold the flowers with you?
Oh, perfect.
Okay, just look and smile.
Okay,
Mayor, would you like to add a few words?
no, I think you covered it. We appreciate your service and all you've done for our community. We wish you the best of luck.
Mhm.
Going forward,
Thank you. It's been a privilege
Well.
to work for the town of Village.
and a privilege to have you.
Yes. So Rennis, come on over. Please,
Rennis.
I know.
Her husband worked for the village. She worked 45 years. for the
92, it takes me a minute to get my
abstractors.
bones.
Come on over here, Rennis.
45 years she was an abstractor. So her
Of
husband
course, that's what
passed.
keeps me going.
All right, now she wants to brag you up. Rennis.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So
All right, she does.
Rachel,
Can I hide my
had-
cave behind you?
Rachel
Sure.
was my first assistant, and now she's off in Rochester. But Rennis worked 45 years with the abstractors on Main Street.
Yeah, I retired at 86 years old.
Yes. And you're not gonna guess how old she is right now. 'cause it's amazing.
I've already told them.
Oh, okay.
So she comes to me, she says, I'm local, I want a job, and I don't want any money. I said, you're hired. 8 years she's been with me, and what she has done for campus history, being a local person, I can't even explain to you. Every file cabinet, she has her own room for people come and research. What else do you do, Emily? You greet people.
I stay away from people if I have to, because I'm not like you. I can't mingle with a lot of people because of my medication I'm on. But once in a while, I venture out into the public.
Yes, she does. She greets people that she knows. She knows more local people than I can even count anymore. And she helped our history. And some of you should come down and see what we have now. So,
When we were talking earlier, you started when I started. So it's been 7 years or 8 years that she been
Well,
volunteer.
when
You were
upstairs.
upstairs, yeah.
I've handled all of this stuff, not once, but twice and sometimes 3 times. Moving here, moving down there, refiling it. I'm not doing it again. You better have the list. First, we're all done come the 20th. but I'm sure, like Mary Ann said, we know where your phone number is if we run
We
into
know where to
trouble.
find you. That's right. So Rennis, on behalf of the town and village, these are for you.
Oh, thank
And,
you.
there's little coffee cups every time you drink out of there. I don't know what I don't wanna know what you're drinking,
she likes
Well,
coffee.
whatever, it
Tonight
is.
she likes something.
Yeah. But you wanted to show something real quick, right?
Yes.
So Rennis brought this. Linda brought the history
This
of the,
falls down. I hope
County hall.
nobody's.
okay. So you just wanted to show this real quick?
Tony Krupe, do any of you know Tony
Okay.
Krupe? He found this,
This
1904.
Went to high
nice
school with
good
Tony.
looking chap came in with this the other day. And he said, I want to donate it to the village. Well, guess what? He graduated with my daughter and his name was Tony Krupe. I'm sure some of you people must remember Rose.
Yes, well,
Rose and.
And this tells a story. I'll let you people read it, whatever.
And then she found this today.
But it tells all about it. And Linda kept saying, it's not the bridge in Canton. Well, I said, I'll find out for sure. And I researched and lo and behold, I was right. I did it.
She was a lot of times.
And it tells that this company in here was the
here, let me hold
people
this for you.
that built, was in charge of building the bridge. There were 2 bridges. Not, and probably a lot of you don't know that.
1904, and this is really heavy.
Yeah, and this kid said that he got down and dug this out of the cement, but I'm not sure if it was for true. You have to read all this because I couldn't read. But anyway, there were 2 plaques, but he couldn't get the other one. And so when I looked at the write-up, it said the company, Continuing Engineers, was this company. And I was right. So I'd like to just leave one of these for you people to look at, and this will be on display at the other office, and this was the copy, I'm sorry,
It's okay.
I'm not sure if I can.
Mayor.
Okay,
Okay.
and I would read this, and then Mary Ann will make sure that this you can keep and put in your records if you'd like.
We have a copy of that.
All right, well, yeah, there's a copy. Well, I get
that's the
this all
old
back
copy.
down.
But anyway,
Okay.
it was
That-
nice. that
He didn't dig in the concrete to find the other one?
He what?
He couldn't dig deep enough?
He couldn't get it.
Okay, so
So
maybe highway could help. No, just kidding, maybe.
But hiring a local person. was a job.
Okay. So thank you for that. And Linda, you gave Jim the history
The
of
county
the,
home and the graveyard.
And I'll
that
have you
also-
know that I
She
put
put
that
it-
all in order too
Yes.
and typed it all up.
And it's gonna be made over at the county because it's the county seat and it's the history. And Jim, your daughter helped type some of that. When she was coming on.
She did a project first when she was at St. Lawrence
Yeah.
and it was on the cemetery and she went through and made a listing of all the names that she could come up with.
There's only one gravestone of a little boy, 7 years old. Because the woman came with 4 children and there was a law in 1875. Women could only bring 1, maybe 2. And he has a own tombstone that has no information. So when I took the St. Lawrence student over last week, she was doing Mindy Petrie's work on how many died at Far Neck Graveyard.
That's the
And she put
gravestone that's up
flowers,
there.
Hmm.
and she put a toy in front of Little Voice. And I had 2 St. Lawrence students this year. They were terrific.
Okay, you wanna save that for your board report? Cause the mayor does have to head out.
Okay.
I have another place to be.
Well, the board report is important.
Well,
Um,
that's okay.
Never in 25 years.
I'm surprised that's all you're gonna have to say.
Okay, so, the county also recognized Linda. We weren't formally notified, but I think you were there for this, Jim, when it.
No,
No,
I,
he didn't.
Oh, you
I
were,
was there for Don Smith. and-
oh, I thought you said.
So
you
that's
were-
why you were there for,
Well, I
I
didn't
wish
know
I,
it.
if I'd have known it, I'd have
And my
stayed.
family walked
Well,
in,
that's
but
just it. We weren't notified about
Yes.
this,
I didn't know it was
but it
happening.
is a great,
She knew what was
um,
happening and my family walked in and that,
certificate of outstanding achievement, and, all board members are getting a copy. I think I gave one to you, Heidi. If not, we'll get you one, for the record, but congratulations on this,
I had
certificate.
tears when my family walked in.
Yeah,
I said, what are they doing here? And then she's coming. She wants to go to the county meeting that night. And she's
and
smiling.
you didn't
at me.
even know.
No, I
Okay.
did not know. I did
This
not
is the
know.
most
So-
I've been to a village or up at the courthouse in years, and I said, did I shave my legs for all of this?
Tom, don't put that in the paper.
It's gonna be in the minutes.
The only one that's marked.
Okay, so
Rest of them just got
thank
a
you
room
very
around
much.
For row and.
Appreciate it.
where they are.
Hey, oh, next
Down there
Thursday,
was-
from
down there.
4 to 6, there's another little, celebration down at 7 Main
Yeah.
Street.
Yeah.
Okay,
We had
That's
45 people in Saturday
Wow.
for
Yeah,
the,
you-
our open house that we did.
your last open house, yeah.
The,
So we'll get
So
these
then
down
it's
to you,
way down
okay?
for-
We
the only
don't have
doctor
to
down
take
for
anything
that
down,
was
we'll bring
phone.
everything back down.
I can't hear anything anybody says anyway, so it better all be
Okay.
good.
I gotta go. Somebody's looking for me out there.
Okay,
yes,
Mayor, thank you very much.
See you later.
We'll leave this here.
thank you, men,
Enjoy your.
guys, women. It's
Sure
gonna
you
be
don't wanna
hard.
stay?
You're
Oh,
welcome to stay.
I have someplace I have to be.
here's what
See
she
you later.
did too.
I
Last
do too.
week,
Michael.
she got 5 albums together and all the businesses that she could remember being 92 years
That's
old.
someplace
They're
I-
all in here and
Rather
everybody went through them Saturday laughing their heads off. She would be in the office and I hear her laughing. She's like, look at these. I found them all. I found all the businesses. She has saved Canton. I mean, I did a lot. Became.
Enough about me.
Enough. Okay,
They've got a meeting they wanted.
all right, so I do have, copies of the certificates for everybody. Do you wanna pass this, think I should pass this around to look at, or?
Jimmy would like it.
Yeah.
Who else would be here that low?
Okay, so while,
Go on with the, we'll go on with the meeting.
okay,
We'll look at that. We have a break.
That's one of 5 that she did. She's in the office laughing. I went there. I was taking her as a little girl. Blah, 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 blah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Oh, there's more.
We have to add on 2 items on the agenda, and we're gonna table an item as well. So the one we're going to table is old business number 5, review of the budget development process. Randy can't be with us tonight. So we'll table that. We're going to add number 8, discuss, trade, a trade-in of the skid steer at the highway department for 33,293.92. And then number 9 will be, change the compensation structure of the historian position from salary to an hourly, structure. Okay, let me see. Linda, the 2 add-ons, happy holidays. Okay. Everybody good? I'm not sure where Angela is, but she did have to leave early. Something may have come. Okay, so, I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on 11/13/24.
So move.
The joint meeting minutes, are still in process, right, Heidi? Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion or questions?
Who was that?
Wayne? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye, carried. Correspondence. The first correspondence, and it's in the packet. It's also part of Cindy Brand's, monthly report. It's the 2025 exemption and income ceiling changes. There's about 5 pages to that document that the county, sent us, so it shows you the income levels for exemption. And Cindy may talk a little bit more about it, during her board report. The next correspondence, and I did send this to the board and to Heidi, and Lee and I were talking about this, whatever day we met this week. And was that yesterday? The Small Business Administration is set up an office at the county IGA office to offer opportunity for low interest loans to those that have been impacted by the Debbie storm. So people can make an appointment, or do they take walk-ins as well? And so that is December 18th, up until December 18th at 4 PM, and then they're gonna shut down. But it is an opportunity for people that were impacted by the Debbie storm to get up to a 30-year loan, maybe at 4% or 3%, and it's for businesses as well.
Percentage, depends. Some of them can be lower than that.
Okay.
Yes, for businesses, individuals, property owners,
Okay,
homeowners.
okay. So that's the other correspondence. All right. Did I hand I'm not sure where Angela is on the town finances, so why don't we keep moving and see if she's available to be here? I know that she did have a family function, but she was gonna be here for a few minutes. Okay,
Mary Ann,
audit.
really, that's why I have to go.
Absolutely.
Ready to go? Yes. She'll be
Absolutely.
there for the open house,
Okay,
because she takes care of everybody.
okay,
Okay.
all right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Linda.
And
And we'll get all your stuff back down to you.
Okay.
And I believe the door is still open.
Yes.
Okay.
all right.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.
okay,
No,
thank
it
you.
was
Take
two
care.
of my
Stay safe.
children that
Be
wanted
careful
me
out
to
there.
retire and start being a mother again.
Oh,
I says, I'm not a retire.
oh, okay,
Good night.
all right, audit committee.
Ready, Heidi?
Yep.
General Fund A, $62,386.27. Town outside B, $8,776.75. DA, townwide highway, $197,235.81. DB highway, $15,962.81. Special fire, $4,588.83. Special lighting, $319.36. And trust and agency, $21,792.16.
Okay, need a motion to approve the expenditures?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, carried. Okay, the next item,
The county home goes in here. For history. It was easier to hear.
just wanted to go on record that we needed to correct abstract 11, the A and B accounts for 432. There was a coding error, and just wanted to put that on record, that we fixed that. Okay, department reports. Heidi, would you like to go first?
Sure, I'll do my finance report, even, so she doesn't have to do it if she shows up.
Okay.
So for the month of October, I took in 3,792. And all of that has already gone out to the state agencies in the town. I am very happy to report that my tax account is finally zeroed. That outstanding check from January has finally been cashed. So I just didn't want it to roll over into next year's tax account, so that's nice. I've also zeroed out all the other accounts for the interest for the year as well to Mary Ann I've been busy working with other departments on FOIL requests. And then I guess just the most important thing is I just attended the Nistica Regional, meeting on Monday, and the Associations of Towns was there, and Lauren Mythen Demasi was our presenter. So in my report, I added 3 of like, it's kind of like a legislative update type of a meeting, but 3 that pertain to our town, the prevailing wage and contractor registry, but Stephen already knows about it. That takes effect December 30th of this year. The extraordinary circumstance video conferencing. So that's a, like a pilot program that they extended into July 1st of 2026. So if they don't sign this into a bill after that, and they don't extend it, we can no longer use that. So we would go back to the normal, like if you couldn't be there for whatever reason, we'd have to advertise wherever you are, if you wanted to attend a meeting via Zoom and vote. And then I think the other one had to do with FOIL. So FOIL notifications for employee disciplinary records. We now we're required to notify an employee if somebody FOILs their disciplinary records. So we, or the board, has to implement a policy on that, and we can either do it 3 ways. We can create its own policy, we can add it to our FOIL policy that we already have now, or you can put it into your employee handbook. My recommendation would be just to update our FOIL policy we have now. Pretty simple, and just add the verbiage in there.
Okay,
And I have the handout that Lori provided, which has a couple different towns that have already put this in place, so you have examples to go off from. So I can share that with you guys. And then communications technology, we didn't meet in November, but we're meeting tomorrow. And then just a couple of days for the office for the month of December will be closed Christmas and the day after Christmas, in observation of Christmas. I will be out of the office on the 27th in Burlington with my son, but Tasha will be here. And then December 13th and 19th, the office will be closed until noon. So we'll be open from noon to 4 those 2 days. And that's it,
what were those 2 dates again, Heidi?
the 13th and 19th.
Okay,
And the verbiage in my report is from the handout for those 3, is from the handout that Lori Mythen provided us, so it's word for word what we were provided.
okay, great. Any questions? All right, thanks for all your work. Cindy, is Cindy on? Cindy Brand?
Hi. Yes, hi. Hi, good
Hi.
evening. Okay, I just want to mention that the income ceilings that I provided in my report, they have not changed since last year or the year before. So nothing's been changed, and they just provide us with that every year, just in case there are any changes, or if not, everybody should know. And these will be posted in the hallway by my office on the bulletin board, so in case anybody needs to refer to it. The state's been mailing out applications for the Basic Star recipients for if they're turning 65 by the end of December 2025. They have been receiving an application from the state, so which is a good thing. And so I've been getting a couple of people come in to apply for the enhanced STAR exemption. The data collection was pretty much, it was very stagnant this week because of the weather and everything. So today, this week I was doing a lot of filing and cleaning up the office and making room for the files in the cabinets. And it was, I guess, a good thing to have a week like this. Also, I got my education credits from the state, and the only thing that was missing was the SUNY Potsdam Government Conference for credits for that. And once that's in play, then I'll have enough credits for the year for my continuing education through October 1st, 2025. Let's see. Oh, okay. Also this week I was working on the slip since this roll started. There's been 14 splits and merges, and I was working on that this week to get them into RPS to make sure they're valued right. So that was a lot of work. And that's about it. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions from the board? Thank you for your work.
Okay, you're welcome.
Okay. Lee, would you like to go next?
Sure. So we continue doing projects for the New York Main Street grant. We had a few delays for key contractors and lead times on things like windows and issues with weather where we couldn't install or paint. So we requested another extension so we can complete the projects. And we're waiting to hear on that. Bent Beam Brewing is progressing. They have a framed building, if anybody's been over there. I haven't checked since I wrote this report to see where they are now. Their hope was to get it enclosed before the snow flew, so they're moving along. The secondary water source for the village, that project is also moving along well. It's largely gonna be finished by the end of the year. Last a couple of pieces of equipment that are due to arrive in January. So we're anticipating that should be up and online sometime in February. That's exciting. Willow Island, we continue to get that project wrapped up with electrical and inspection was done. So we had some things that needed to be done as a result of that, but we're trying to get that wrapped up as well. The village is working on a Restore New York application in round 9 for our projects at 15 Governor Street. That's due on the 20th of December. The new local waterfront revitalization planning grant that we received, the Waterfront Advisory Committee was assembled and had an initial kickoff meeting. Initial sort of introductory meeting to get people back familiarized with the process, and we are in the process of scheduling a meeting with the Department of State to get that process underway. The next step for the group will be to do a request for proposals for a consultant, and that will probably be beginning of the year. We're working with the chamber to do a Holly Jolly Canton local shopping promotional campaign. Hopefully you've seen some things on social media around there. There's some links here to both the webpage and a Facebook event. If you would be so kind as to share those with all of your contacts, so the word gets out there, just trying to promote our local businesses and keeping shopping dollars local in the holiday season. There are a few new eateries that will be coming soon. The Taste of Vermont is called Miranda's Cafe, I believe. It's a delicatessen. We'll be opening at 11 Main Street where Wimpy's left. Sidekicks is a cafe that will be at 67 Main, and there's going to be a Thai place on Hudson Street, and those are all scheduled to open soon. And I did also mention here, the Newberry Cafe at Connie is also now open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for lunch, so check them out.
Did you say a Thai place on?
I did. Yeah,
Is it an extension of the one from Potsdam, can I ask?
I don't believe it's the same people,
Okay.
so.
These are exciting.
Yeah, Cellar 25B opened at 29 Main Street. And the Northern Lights Dispensary has opened and had a grand opening on November 14th. And I did mention here that the Cascade is for sale, and there's a link to the listing there. And that's.
So the kickoff meeting with the Department of State for the LWRP, that'll be after January 1st? Or
We
will
are
the,
hoping to have it before then. We have gone back and forth on some dates with the committee. Have not arrived at one that works yet, but we were hoping to do it next week sometime.
and that's by Zoom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the Department of State will be in Albany, so.
Okay. Any questions of Lee? All right, great, thank you, Lee. Steven?
Hello, everyone. Our 1999 dump truck, the dump box has been getting really bad on that for like probably a year and a half. In 99, so it's 25 years old. A new box is like 25,000, not worth putting that much money in. I've been searching for like a year and a half, trying to find a used box in good shape that was affordable, so. Finally came across one with the town of Brandon that was in good shape, that with a little bit of modification fits that truck, so. Kind of thankful that they were able to work with us on that, and we were able to get that to put on the truck, so. This winter, the crew will be able to do a few things to it and make it right to fit the truck, so we got that for $4,500, so it was. They were very nice to work with, that's. We got our clear span building delivered, the cover wall. And the crew's been assembling it as they get time, putting it together in small pieces inside the All States building so that. We can be able, they're light enough where we can carry them out by hand, do a final assembly outdoors, so. Just keep plugging away at it if we get a couple hours here and there, so they've been doing that. Hopefully it'll be done soon so we can use it, be nice, be out of the mud finally. Our new crew member, Michael Huber, started on Monday. That was quite a first day for him, starting right in on freezing rain. I told him in the interviews, John was sitting there, and I said, how would you take if, at 2:30, when you think you're going home, I say, get in the truck, we're headed out. That's exactly what happened. 13 and a half hours later, he got to go home, and then I woke everybody back up at 3 the next morning to come back in, so. His first 2 days, were an adventure for him. He, took quite a ride. He was riding with one of our drivers and took quite a ride on ice. He learned, what that's all about, and I think he's gonna be a good fit, but.
He hasn't, yeah, he hasn't
So
left.
you didn't scare him off, right?
Yeah.
That was
On the job
quite a,
training.
that was quite a first day right there.
80,000 pounds on glare, I see.
It's,
There's
those are
no-
big machines.
There's no worse feeling in the world right there. But he seems to be fitting in. Hopefully it all works out well, but I have high hopes for him. We've let him drive, a little bit, trying to get his feel. Obviously, we didn't let him go out on glare ice. He just rode, but the next morning when things started to come around a little bit, we let him get his feet wet, so to speak, and start working into it. So it takes time to get everyone trained to get used to it, but. Yeah, I asked him Monday night, I said, is this a one and done, or are you gonna come back tomorrow morning? He said he'd be back. I don't think he planned on that 3 o'clock phone call, but that happens too, so. The crew did a great job this year putting our plow trucks together. We've had very few problems. I think one blown hydraulic hose so far. I shouldn't even say it. Now we'll probably have a transmission go or something, but that's the way it goes. Crewman Lehman Anson filled out an application for a New York State Work Zone Equipment Grant. It's quite a while ago. And didn't really think we would probably ever get it, but just before Thanksgiving, got an email notifying us that we were going to be one of the recipients this year. So in that, we get 2 high-vis vests, 2 whistles for flagging, 2 hard hats, 2 18-inch stop slow paddles, 6 36-inch roll-up signs, 6 sign stands for those signs, 20 28-inch cones, 2 work zone pocket guides, and 2 flagger pocket guides and all that. They'll notify us when it's going to be shipped. The only things they asked of us, they wanted to know what our local media is, and I told them Watertown Times and North Country News, and then we have to send 2 crew members to a flagger training safety seminar that will be held locally somewhere. They'll let us know where that is. So that was a nice surprise for Thanksgiving that we got awarded that.
Was that through the DOT? New
Yeah,
York State
it's-
DOT or,
No,
The
the
Cornell?
Governor's Traffic Safety Council
okay,
is what it's done through. They did, the big requirement this year was you needed to have stuff lost to fire, flooding, or theft. And during some kind of a emergency state, and we had stuff stolen during the Debbie storm, so we needed to put that into the application, and we were awarded it's like $2,000 or $2,500 worth of stuff, so it's all stuff that we use, so it's a good thing. Our grader was down for a little bit this fall. We lost some time trying to get the gravel roads up for, ready for winter. In the gearbox that turns the turret on the blade, is a gear probably 6 inches in diameter that the teeth stripped out from age. The cheapest one the guys could find was a used one for $3,900. So, they kinda just took the time and started, welding the teeth up, building them up with weld, and then remachine the teeth back into it. And took a couple days, but they got it all back together and it's been working fine ever since, so. I didn't ask them what a new one was when they said that the used one was like 3,900, so. And I'm sure that it probably wasn't a whole lot better shape than the one they had, so. That was a good win, and I'd like to thank the crew for this year. It's been a long year. We've had, some ups and downs, but they did a great job this year.
I agree.
any questions? All right, thank you, Nikki, for all the work, appreciate it. Michael,
Thank you, Mary Ann. Oh. Month of November, that time of year, things start to slow down. Issued 5 permits through the month, so. Total project cost was 103. Fee amount was 470. The one commercial renovation project was for the newly acquired Motorway store by Parkway. They're gonna renovate the exterior, interior of the building. I did do, I did receive the final inspection and the testing. They were supposed to start serving gas this afternoon at the site. I don't know if that happened, but that was the plan. When I was leaving, they were installing the emergency shut off to the gas pumps. So did through the month, and some virtual classes or public hearings. The one public hearing I attended was sponsored by New York Power Authority on their renewable strategic plan to reach the New York State goal of green energy. There was roughly 541 people on the virtual public hearing. The interesting part, once I went after the public hearing, I noticed where some of the public hearings were being held. Nothing north of Syracuse. So it's north, it's the Power Authority right up in Messina. I wouldn't understand why they wouldn't have one local, but they didn't. Southern tier, down by the city, by Albany, Syracuse. So it was interesting. I have a hard time believing they're gonna reach it. Cause they've got a lot of work to do. I attended the St. Lawrence County Fair Housing Task Force meeting this past month. They've been working on it for about a year. And, hopefully by mid-year next year, they will have a map showing housing needs in the county and where type of housing can be put with vacant land, tax sales, zoning and everything, and it'll be on a map that that developers or people can go to and go to a town. The towns they're gonna have on the map are Messina, Ogdensburg, Canton, Potsdam, and Gouverneur. Once those are implemented, they're gonna start working on some smaller municipalities. Hubleton, Herman, DeKalb, places like that. I did attend one for, short-term rental compliance. Short-term rentals, a big subject throughout New York State. State is gonna come up with a registry. They want all short-term rental people to register with the state. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we'll see. And the rest of the month, just kept update on projects throughout the town. So it was a busy month.
So short-term rental, the Airbnbs is what you're
Yeah.
saying? Okay. Was there anyone at the public hearing for NIPA that spoke, anyone from the North Country? Did you have to submit your comments and get
No,
approval
you could-
first?
No,
You could have spoke right there.
The
Anyone,
only one I recognized was the mayor of Waddington, Michael.
Zagrinelli?
Zagabone.
He was the only one.
Okay,
It was. There was a lot of negative and there was a lot of positive. It was very, I just saw the email and I said, oh, why not? I'll listen to it. It was 2 hours.
mhm.
The presentation was good and everything, but I just don't see how they're gonna do it.
Is that all online as well, available
Yes.
online?
Yes,
Okay,
it's all recorded.
all right. Any questions of Mike? All right, thanks for all your work, Mike, appreciate it. Megan's not able to be here tonight. I haven't seen a chamber report or an invoice for the remainder of the year. So I need to follow up on that for the end of the year meeting as well. So. Okay, well, I'm not sure what happened to Angie. Well, let me see if she, she called. Not able to be here. She's got a family thing.
Megan mentioned in her report about the Stewart's holiday match, and she's putting in an application for that. And I mean, that's going on right now, and people should, it's a good program, because for every dollar that you leave there, Stewart's matches it, and that doesn't happen. In a lot of instances, you give $1 for charity and that's what they get, and everything that's collected in the Stewart stores in St. Lawrence County all gets back awarded in St. Lawrence County. So it all stays right here, but I mean, people go in there and contribute, and I said, it's just so easy. I only got a gallon of milk today. It was $3.99. I gave them a 20. You leave $15 there. Stewart's has got to match that $15. That's, all of a sudden that's $30 for local, just that easy,
Is there a limited amount that you can apply for? Do we know?
I thought it was $1,000.
I think 1,000 is the most, but, and usually they're 250 is probably, but when I started doing this, I know at least 5 different ones, Morley Library, St. Mary's School. I think when Lisa was here, she did something for rec in Rensselaer Falls, and they all get something. You very seldom get turned down if it has to do with kids, recreation or education, with kids. So it's quite a program, and they do it statewide, and it's in the millions statewide, but it's quite a few thousand in St. Lawrence County too.
And she put in, is it 50,000 for that other grant
Yeah.
that I wrote a letter of support for, and that's for an upgrade to the Buck Street playground, yes?
And Taylor Park.
Yeah,
And Taylor Park for playground equipment? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, so,
last year she said she got $1,000 from them, so I said 500 it came from local and 500 it come directly from Stewart, so it's.
great. And everybody got the dog, control report as well? All right, am I missing anyone? Okay. All right, well, why don't we just go back to the finance report for the town? You all have a copy of it.
Do you want to accept the department reports before you go?
Oh, yes, thank you, Heidi. I need a motion to accept the department reports. I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Wayne. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, carried. Okay. So again, the report speaks for itself, but I do want to report. And Jim, I'm glad you're sitting down. We just got our second mortgage tax, check. We projected 90,000. We just got another check for 90,921.57. We had already received the first check of 66,292. So our projection was 90,000 for mortgage tax. The total will be 157,214.22 that we received. I was shocked at that.
Another skid steer?
That's the mortgage tax, not the sales tax. When that check came in, I'm like, oh yay, sales tax, but no, that was the mortgage tax, Jim. Different, fun.
It goes in. Should go, I think that must, is that going to be, or is that?
Look at the budget. That is an A fund.
Village doesn't get it.
That's an
That's,
A fund.
yeah,
mortgage
that's,
tax.
village doesn't get
Yeah.
mortgage tax.
Which is
Just-
good because our A fund, yeah. And then I just, I'd like to point out that, if you look at the bank balances, when you look at the DA, it's negative. So you have that data. Okay, so when, we'll have one more, financial report, it'll be the 12A abstract after we schedule our end of the year meeting, there'll be one more abstract, and I've asked the departments to, we're pretty much done as far as much as we can, but there's always bills that, come up that we need to pay, during that meeting, so. All right. So, committee reports.
So highway met via phone, pretty much conversation John was down, and anything that we talked about is, I believe, is on the agenda this evening.
It is.
Okay, Sustainability Committee met, and, again, they're looking to start, have conversation with the village to have a task force for the flooding and the infrastructure. The repair fair, I believe, did I send that to you? That is going to be in May. Oh, and they are looking for volunteers, so if you know how to fix something, and you want to volunteer for that day, they would love to have you. There is a form that has to be filled out, so that's a good thing. Any other reports? Economic development,
Randy's not here.
okay. Recreation,
We haven't met.
we haven't met, okay. All right, great. All right, old business. Last month I said I'd like to, on behalf of the town, give recognition for lengths of service. Other things came up, and so I'm postponing that till January. We need to set an organizational, meeting date. We talked a little bit about it, last month. And I did ask if we could, extend, instead of having our regular organizational meeting and regular meeting on that second Wednesday, which is, January 8th. I requested if we could move it to the following week, just to give us time to breathe after the holiday. And, we have to get the bills. There's not gonna be a lot. But it's just gonna take time to get the organizational meeting agenda done and then the regular meeting done. So spoke with Heidi, and we said that she's available on, Monday, the 13th.
At the moment, that's the only day that I know for sure I'm available.
So do we still want to combine the organizational meeting just before the regular meeting?
Fine with me.
It takes 5 or 10 minutes for the organizational meeting.
Yeah, we've only got one new board member, so it's like, and he's been here, so they like. And I'm serious as far as organizing. Could combine it.
Yeah. So is Monday the 13th good?
Maybe 13th. Might be on vacation.
Oh, you're
I'm
right.
just going tomorrow, you know, so.
Okay, yeah, and put in some new gas.
Yeah.
They haven't got the electric charger in yet for you, though. I did ask Mike about that. If they're gonna put in an electric charger. He says that not yet. So,
So you don't wanna have it at the beginning of the meeting on the eighth then?
I'm sorry.
You don't wanna have it at the beginning of the meeting, regular meeting on the eighth?
I wanna move the whole meeting.
I'll move the entire meeting.
Yeah.
Yes,
From the
to
Wednesday
the
to the
13th,
Just,
just for that, yeah.
that's a big one.
I'm okay with that.
I think
Because I'm gonna be on vacation a little bit and, you know, as far as getting things together, that's why I wanted that week. And, you know, we might have an appointment to make as well after that week.
What time are you thinking?
You wanna do the organizational meeting at 5:45 and then the regular meeting at 6? That's what we did last year, right? The organizational meeting was just before the regular meeting. Is that good for everybody?
Works for me.
13th.
The 13th? Jim? Okay, so 5:45 organizational. Thank you for being flexible, everybody.
Do you have to make a motion? Could you change the regular meeting day or no?
Just a sec.
We did last meeting to change this one to 5, so I think it goes.
Somebody wanna make a motion for this change right now? Is
So move.
there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 I,
Okay, thank you. Okay, ORAS NYSERDA intervenor funds reimbursement. So, you know that that's been a challenge and, you know, Bill has done all the reporting with my office and, we were denied $660 on one of the reimbursement checks. I did reach out and ask what the explanation was, hadn't heard anything, but we really need to, and it was in the bills, for this, month to reimburse, Barton and LeJudas $660. Because those intervenor funds were denied. I spoke with Bill about it and we don't know if it was because it was a late submission or what. And I'm very disappointed that, you know, you get a check and there's no explanation. So I do need a motion to, well, we already approved the expenditures. But I want to go on record that this is part of the minutes as well. So I'm making a motion that we reimburse Barton and LeJudas for that $660. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye, carried. Okay, and we're still waiting on 2 quarters to be reimbursed that have been submitted a little while ago. Okay, number 4, authorize SLIC revocable license agreement. So, Eric, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah.
Where
it's
we're
with-
at?
it's With their attorney. I think I forwarded you yesterday or
Mhm.
this morning an email. They're still reviewing it and so they've had it for a couple of weeks now, so. Hopefully we'll hear something here before long.
Okay, so when we made the motion to do this, it was based upon your approval. Do we need to do another no?
No, because we don't know if they're gonna propose any changes that we can live with. Right?
Okay,
So we don't have the final form yet.
just so I have a clear understanding. So we're waiting on them
Yes.
and then once it's a go. So
I'll
until,
forward it on to you with the notation that it's appropriate and you have authorization to sign it, it'll be done.
if there's changes to the one that you sent us.
Yeah, either
Okay.
way.
Okay,
right?
all right. So at this point, the construction can't continue.
No, I mean, I hope they're not, they shouldn't be working out there.
They did one road.
They did.
They did one
I knew
road.
there was one, you called them out on it and then it's my understanding that it stopped.
And it's not activated, is it?
I don't,
Okay.
that I couldn't tell you.
There's I stuck the wires sticking out of the ground.
Okay,
It was down and yeah. Never mind.
okay.
But so can we, I guess, for timeline sake, are you saying we just sit still until you see what they come back with, or
I mean,
can we,
I reached out to them. I don't know.
what you sent them, we approved? Or what you sent them, if we're okay with it, can we approve it
Can we authorize Mary Ann to sign it when it comes back?
pending?
You already did that,
We already did that.
Okay, so that's been
Okay.
done.
subject to the form being acceptable.
Okay,
So that's
okay,
done.
so
Yeah,
we're
we're good.
done with it unless they want changes, and
And
then,
even if they want changes, I think we're good as long as I accept the form, as long as the form is something.
Okay.
And of course, I'll send an email around so you guys have it.
John and I did attend the broadband meeting with the county. John, did you want to say anything about that?
We thought it went pretty well, but their representatives that were there are under the impression that this was a done deal even with their attorneys. So we were a little surprised when we got your email that it was back in their court.
It's better
Because
than-
they said that their attorney was gonna sign it or signed it. Yeah,
That's what we were led to believe in the meeting. That was my impression anyway.
yeah. And so the county committee knows that's the situation as far as a revocable agreement. So, okay, well, I guess it's a waiting game, which is unfortunate.
we've done
But-
all we can do.
Okay. All right, number 5, we tabled. New business, Stephen already spoke, Michael Huber was, appointed by Stephen as a motor equipment operator at this time. Started on the night, and, as in the past, new hires are usually hired as an MEO, and then once Stephen wants to elevate it to a HEO, that'll happen, so, but right now, Michael is at the rate of an MEO.
Correct.
Okay, great. So we need to approve an inter-fund loan transfer for the balance of the highway truck. That was in the bills, I believe, and so we need to do a loan from the DB fund balance to the DA of $67,391. I need a motion to approve that. Is
So moved.
there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye? Okay, carried. Okay, the next item is, Heidi, if you could pull this up. The board has decided to do a townwide reassessment project. And so we have to pass the resolution that was distributed. And so I'm just gonna quickly read it. The town of Canton, to conduct a townwide reassessment. The town of Canton, whereas the town of Canton last conducted a full revaluation of properties in 2008, has determined there is a need to conduct another one. And whereas, as the date of this resolution, the townwide equalization rate is at 72%. And whereas the town of Canton is authorizing Gar Associates, along with the town assessor, to conduct a complete townwide revaluation to take effect with the tentative tax roll of May 1st, 2026. And whereas such reassessment process will be conducted in 2025, now therefore be it resolved that the Canton Town Board hereby authorizes the town supervisor to sign the professional services agreement with Gar Associates to conduct a townwide reassessment for the May 1st, 2026 tax rolls for $180,000. So I need a motion to pass that resolution, and then we have the 2 other items that go along with this project. Is there a motion?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Questions, concerns?
I'm gonna oppose it, but I've been saying very long that I would rather see it done in-house.
I'm sorry?
I'd rather see it done in-house. $180,000 is a lot of money. And it's a company that's gonna give us, I know they're gonna give us a work product at the very end. It's gonna have all the values, and so. And it's easy to say that, it's an outside professional outfit, but and it may be just me, it may have to do with age or whatever, but I just have the feeling that if I'm gonna sit here as a board member and authorize something, I would rather authorize it with the idea that, if somebody comes to me and complains to me about it, I ain't gonna say, well, go talk to them, they're the ones that did it. I wanna be able to say that, okay, I was part of this and, I, I think Cindy can put the values on. We've done it in the past in-house. And so I guess, and it's not gonna be a fun process, I don't think. And it's, so. I said, I'd rather do it ourselves, so.
Any other comments or questions? With that being said, Heidi, will you do a roll call vote then?
John Tyler.
Aye.
Wayne.
Aye.
Marion,
Aye,
Jim.
No,
okay. The next item is to authorize, the professional service agreement for $180,000. That's a very large document. I need a motion to authorize the actual agreement. So I can sign, you're authorizing me to sign it? Is there a motion? Wayne, second?
second.
Any discussions or comments? With that being said, Heidi, will you do a roll call vote?
John,
Aye.
Wayne,
Right.
Marion,
Aye.
Jim.
No,
All right, the third item is, the memorandum of agreement between the town of Canton and the village of Canton. As we know, the village of Canton pays a third of the costs of the assessor. Part of that agreement is anything above and beyond has to be, negotiated or talked about with the village. The village is willing to pay a third of the cost of this agreement. So we'll be paying $20,000, right after this meeting. It will be submitted. And then we will invoice the village for $6,666. And then, 40,025 and then 10,026. So I need a motion to approve this, MOU.
so move.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I said so move.
second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion or questions or comments? Heidi, will you do a roll call vote, please?
John,
Aye.
Wayne,
Aye.
Marion,
Aye.
Jim.
No,
Okay. Thank you. The next item on the agenda is to approve contractual agreements. So, instead of doing them all at once, is there a motion to approve the following agreements? There is one that I will not mention because we have not, that's the Barton and La Judas solar agreements. I have not received those yet. So is there a motion to approve the Gray and Gray, accounting services for both, the town and Heidi's office, Romer and Whalen's, labor attorney, Peace and Gustafson, town attorney, Buchanan Sutter, solar attorney, Van Moyer, dog control officer, and for dog pound and shelter services. Is there a motion to approve those agreements?
before somebody makes a motion, I'd like to have Romer and Wallen taken out and voted on separately. I'd like to discuss that in executive session if it's possible.
Then we'll take out Roman, is that what you said?
That's.
So are you making that
That's up in the-
motion without the Romer one
I'll make the motion if,
to
If-
approve
to
all with the,
yep, and then if we approve Roman wall, after executive session, if we wanna include them, then we can do that afterwards as separate.
okay, so we're taking two out of that line item. We're taking the Barton and La Judas out because we haven't received those yet, and that's for engineering solar services. And then the Romer and Whalens. So there is a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
And so Jim, you wanted, just a comment, you want to pull that Romer and Whalens into executive session tonight? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, the next item is to designate a delegate for the Association of Towns Annual Meeting. Heidi represented us last year. She is planning on going, and that's in February. And so I was initially gonna go, but I've changed my mind. So I'm making the motion that our town clerk, Heidi Smith, be our delegate at the Association of Towns Annual Meeting in New York City. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? The only thing, and asked Heidi about it, is we haven't seen any of the resolutions yet, so hopefully we'll have those for the January meeting. To be able to discuss, we talk about those every year, so, okay, all in favor, say aye. What, wait,
Aye.
what, Heidi?
Yeah, I
Aye.
don't wanna vote if you guys don't vote on it first.
Oh, okay. All right, all in favor, did everybody say aye? Aye,
Aye.
okay,
Aye.
carried. All right, the last item is, right now, the historian's position. I think since Linda's been here, it's been a salaried
What
position.
happened to the
this
kids
one.
here?
That's
Yep.
next.
Oh, Thank you very much, okay? Number 8, just a second here, I'll pull that up. Okay. So Stephen has gotten a quote from the Virgin Curtis. My understanding, Stephen wants to trade in a six-year current, a current,
Six-year-old machine
yeah,
For a new one.
and then,
We have,
get this new one for 33,293.92. So it's a trade-in of what we currently have and then get a new one. So this is just a quote at this time, right? I mean, you haven't ordered it or
no,
anything.
no,
Okay,
no,
all right.
Do they have?
So I
it?
believe I sent this,
dealer, they would have to dealer transfer it.
I believe I sent this to the board.
Yep.
With an
Yeah.
explanation,
Yep, we discussed it as committee,
okay? So is there a motion?
so moved.
Second.
Okay, so, right now, it's not in the equipment line item.
Correct.
Do we need to add to that motion, that there should be a budget amendment of some sort
Correct.
by resolution?
Yeah.
Up into the equipment. Take it
Yeah.
from that, cause it's
Take
the
it- take it
snow
from-
removal
Take it from. yeah,
contractual
Yep. Yes,
into, and put it in the equipment?
transfer enough from the, no, snow removal. And put it, transferred into equipment,
Okay, so are you adding that to your motion?
that's what I need to do.
All right, and John, you
I
seconded it?
still second that, yes.
Okay. All right, I just need to go on record. I support this, but I am, and I'm gonna bring it back at the January meeting. We do have to have a conversation about the DA fund balance. Hopefully, we're getting back to where we're supposed to be, but, so this is out of the DA. Okay, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, carried. All right, so Stephen, this was in the current, expenditures. I'm gonna hold that check until we get the actual skid steer. So when would you expect that to be? We did this with truck,
Dump box.
the dump box, we held the check until we got it, but we wanted it to go out it. So how long do you think it would be?
I'll have to ask them tomorrow.
Okay,
We should, as long as it's approved,
just go, get
pay
done with it.
them by the end of the year. And this year's business.
Mhm.
Yeah, so,
But they gotta transfer it from another dealership to
Correct.
get it in here, so.
so do I sign this, or does Steven have to sign this, or do we both sign this?
Probably
This
just
quote.
myself.
Hmm?
I would say probably just myself, but
So you have it, or do you want this back?
I can copy another one off. It was sent to me in an email,
Okay. All right, so just, after you sign it, just
unless you wanna go down with me, we can both sign it.
do what?
Unless you wanna go down with me and we can both sign it.
Just get us a copy for the records, yeah.
It's not that far away. You could drive it back to the barn.
I'll drive it. We'll have Michael Huber come with me. Okay,
That really scary.
okay, the next item is to change the historian's position. It's been a salaried position. As long as I've been here, I think since it was established, it was salary. So, I am making a motion that we change the structure of the payment from salary to an hourly position. There are no time accrual benefits to this position. So it is up, the expectation is up to 19 hours, but paid by the hour, because when somebody needs time off, then they just won't get paid. It's been difficult to try to manage the time accruals, and then when this person takes off, so it just makes sense to pay it as an hourly structure. I have spoken with the mayor and he's fine with that as well.
So you're not creating more work for your office by having to manage timesheets and whatnot,
We're managing timesheets now
even with her salaried position?
with the salaried position.
Okay,
And because of the time accrual
I didn't
and,
know that. Okay.
yeah,
Linda submits a timesheet.
so, it'll just be an hourly pay rate of $20.24.
Okay.
So, did I make that motion? Is there a second?
Second,
Any further discussion or questions? All in favor, say aye.
I,
Carried. Okay, the next item on the agenda is public comment. It's an opportunity for us to listen. Is there any public comment? Okay. With that being said, we need a motion to go into executive session to talk about a contractual agreement.
All right, just a question.
Oh, excuse me?
I'm
Excuse me?
sorry about that. This is for a school project. I was just wondering, when you guys were talking about that vehicle just a minute ago, what kind of vehicle was that?
the skid steer loader.
All right, got it. Thank you.
So are you Connor Simons? Did he say he was in high school?
College. I go to St. Lawrence.
Oh, all right. Well, what year are you?
Currently a freshman.
Oh, well, welcome to Canton. Hope you're having a great school year.
I am. Thank you so much.
What are you studying?
Haven't declared yet. Probably going to go into economics or finance. Haven't decided yet though.
Okay. Well, thank you for attending our meeting, Connor. I appreciate
No problem.
that. Need a motion to go into executive session,
So
to talk
moved.
about a contractual agreement. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
I.
Aye, and it is 6:15. Okay, thank you, everybody. Have a great holiday.
Hey, good night.
Good night.